Okay, g'day folks, my name's Matt Durden. I'm the General Manager of Australian RV Accessories and Award RV Superstore. Today's seminar is based around some of the items that you need to set yourself up for camping. It's obviously a segment of the market that a lot of people start with. They enjoy their time out there camping, and the natural progression is to move into hybrid camper trailers and then into a caravan and into a motorhome. So there's a few things. Introduction. Camping can be fun. It can be such a good time, and it really does come down to your own personal needs and budget, and where you're heading for your destinations as far as what you need. Selecting some of the accessories and the bits and pieces that are available for that time is also part of that fun that you have when it comes to setting yourself up. So there's obviously a few things to consider. One will be the location. Where are you heading? Is it going to be cold? Do you need to get a -12 sleeping bag, for example, if you're going to those cold areas there? The location, whether it be mountainous, it might be fishing rods or something like that. You can certainly utilise anything like that when you do go to those sort of destinations. So that'll come down to whether you're planning on doing a bit of freedom camping or going to a caravan park. Now, I prefer to call it freedom camping rather than free camping, because that thinks people may think that you're, being frugal with your spending. It's not a case of doing that. It's somewhere where you can get out in the freedom of travel, where you can be remote by yourself. So, caravan parks obviously have a few more facilities available and that sort of thing as well compared to a freedom camp. So again, just that consideration of your destination. What can I fit in my car? What are you going to be able to pack in there? I remember when I was 18, my now wife and I decided we're going to go camping. So we bought out this tent that was about 20 feet long and about 12 feet wide. Massive size and just ridiculous in the sense that we couldn't handle it. It was way too big for our needs when it came to setting up. So even putting it in the car, it took up most of the boot in our little VB Commodore that we had back then. Wish I still had that now. Those are the sort of considerations. By the time you purchase a tent, you have the weight and the size of that with some chairs and tables, maybe a privacy ensuite, a portable cooktop or something like that as well. It's taking up a fair bit of room in your car. So again, that consideration is important as far as your own individual needs as well. What are you going to do for power? How are you going to charge your phone? Is there some way that you can plug a portable fridge in, for example? That's another consideration too. If you're looking to do that, you need to set yourself up with a dual battery system that'll enable you to be able to run your portable fridge, for example, as well. When you're powering that as well, also you need a solar battery, a solar system, a solar blanket or something like that that can produce the energy and replace that energy that you're using in a battery storage system to be able to get the most out of the sun while you are out there travelling around as well. What's at the destination that you're travelling to? Are there going to be toilets available? Do you need to carry a portable sanitary system or something like that? Is there a shop nearby? Do you need to carry food for the number of days that you are travelling for? You might be able to find that you'll be able to just shoot off to the shop and grab your daily supplies as you need. Again, all things that need to be considered when you are setting yourself up for the first time. I guess don't make the mistake that I did by trying to buy a massive tent that was really just overkill for what we needed. And of course, your budget constraints. That's always a considering factor as well, as to how much you can actually afford to get started in travelling. And again, that's your own personal selection of there as far as whether you buy something that's going to see you right, maybe if you're only travelling for 2 or 3 days out of a year, or if you're going for 2 or 3 months, then that also needs to be considered into your equation as well when it comes to your budget. Okay, as I mentioned there, tents. It's selecting the right tent for your needs, something that's going to be able to be packed up and handled quite easily, a practical size, as I mentioned. You might travel with your pets. What are you going to do with your pet? Are they going to be sleeping in the tent with you, or are you going to have another separate little shelter for them out there? What are you going to do if it rains? There's a lot of different considerations. With rain, it can certainly make camping a bit frustrating. but it can also create time, inside your tent where it can be quite cosy, and you've got the fun of playing cards and that sort of thing in there. So a few different considerations there as to which way you go with that sort of thing. These pop-up tents like the Speedy Black Hole that you see over there, they very, very convenient as far as their capability of packing up and reducing the size of them, so you're not having big bags of poles and things like that, like some of the traditional styles of tents. As I said, the toilet option, whether you're going to utilise something there as far as a portable toilet, looking at like a shower tent that can you can store the toilet in as well. You can also use it as a change shelter, especially if you've got a smaller swag setup or something like that. You can step in there, zip it up, and you have the privacy of getting changed in there. And that again can be quite a good little option there, just to give yourself a bit of extra space and room in your tent setup. A few little things there. The bottom left-hand corner, the Dunny Buddy has become quite popular when it comes to travel as well. It basically keeps your toilet paper all in a neat and tidy roll, so you're not ending up with toilet paper everywhere. Thetford are the leaders in mobile sanitation. You've got a good range of portable toilets there as well, and all the chemicals and liquids to be able to treat the waste that you are putting into those. And then the ensuite there you can see pictured as well. One thing with the ensuite, I do recommend the privacy ensuite, you get to know how to fold it correctly. You do see a lot of them twisted up in rubbish bins and that sort of thing, but at the end of today's seminar you get the opportunity to maybe have a crack at doing that and folding them up, and I can show you how to do it without damaging any components of the shower ensuite as well. Next consideration is, what are you going to be doing as far as your cooking or capability of keeping warm? If you're running a fire, then obviously that gives you the ability to cook on the open fire as well, which is something about it. It just has a completely different taste there with that. Obviously a portable stove is convenient, like the butane gas stoves as well. There's little compact barbecues now available. The Nomadic Q barbecue is only weighs 5.6 kilos, so something you can open up. Generally if you're only cooking for a couple of people, that's quite convenient as well. And then of course, traditional campfire cooking with a fire pit is ideal, and using some coals to cook in a Dutch oven as well. More recently, 12-volt cooking has also become quite popular. There's different 12-volt air fryers and ovens as well. But again, you've also got to have the ability to charge your batteries with that sort of thing to be able to keep up with the demands of that 12-volt supply. So again, a few considerations there as to which option you go for and what you're going to be likely to use. And again, it's your own personal choice and where you're planning on going as well. Okay, accessories and add-ons. There's always something that's available. So as far as cooking goes, there's your plates and cutlery. You'll need to ascertain something like that. I always recommend to different people that you try and get something that's going to have multiple uses. So pots and fry pans and that sort of thing can be used for transferring water, for boiling as well. Even storing food. Some of them now available that you can actually put a lid on the pot and put it straight into your fridge as well. So quite convenient from that point of view. Drinkware, again, something that will double up for hot drinks and cold drinks is always quite good. So you're only carrying one option instead of two. Similarly with your cooking utensils, your basics there that you'll need, your scraper, your knife, sharp knife, a pair of tongs generally. The common sense things that you will be using all day, every day when you're out there in the cooking aspect of camping. So a portable fridge, as I mentioned, that's something that is worth considering and a good option these days as well. What are you going to do for power? Do you have batteries available? A lot of different lighting, and that's all available with 12-volt USB recharging capability, so you can charge it in your car. But again, you don't want to be flattening the battery, so when it comes to heading home, you've left yourself with no power there to start your car. Food storage as well is another important factor when it comes to the accessories that you will need as well. There is, again, the collapsible type products that are very convenient for space saving They can double up, from going out of your fridge, and just eating straight out of that as well. Heating up leftovers and that sort of thing can be quite convenient too. And of course, some housekeeping and cleaning options as well. You need, your regulation sort of cloths and washing detergent and that sort of thing to be able to utilise that side of things as well. Always good to clean everything up before you head home. That way it takes the pressure off getting home and having to do much the same. The other important thing is firelighters. Make sure if you are going to a destination that has the capability of cooking on open fires, you will need firelighters or matches to be able to get things up and running there. When it comes to sleeping, again, various options there. You obviously need to pack your pillows, a sleeping bag or a quilt. As I said, there is varying stages of sleeping bags available from 3 degrees above zero to -5 and even down to -12. So again, something that's quite good mid-range option there is your own personal choice as well. Comfort items like your Mozzie Zappers and that you can put in your tents as well, and little 12-volt fans and air conditioners and that sort of thing also available. So it's a fine line of what you're going to need, what you're going to use, and your space requirements as well in there. Of course, also you'll need an air mattress or a camp stretcher to be able to lay your head down after a busy day whilst you've been out there travelling. There's a few different options, those that do fold up quite compact and easily to store as well. Entertainment side of things, obviously taking your board games if you do happen to get wet days where you are restricted to time in your tent. Always good, small compact deck of cards. These days telephones also have got a lot of information or games on there that you can play as well. But also don't forget your fishing rods and tackle. If you are next to a river, that's something like that can while away the hours and be quite entertaining as well, especially if you've got young kids as well in your travelling party. Don't forget your tables and chairs as well. Again, with chairs, I recommend when it comes to selecting chairs, everyone's backs are different, everyone's legs are different shapes and that sort of thing. So go to a destination that's got a lot of different chairs. You can take the time to sit on each one. Even if you sit there for 10 or 20 minutes, you'll find that you'll get used to one that is very comfortable. But then also you've got the size considerations as well as to how you can store it. Will you be able to pack it into a trailer to get to your destination or in the boot of the car as well? Torch and lighting, again, that's quite important at night time. Head torches are very popular as well as portable torches. Again, you've got telephones that do have torches built into them as well, of course. The other thing too that comes into the entertainment side of things is your matches and your firelighter. Many an hour can be sit there watching a fire flicker away, and that can be quite entertaining as well. Okay, when it comes to a few tips, recommend learning more about your fire safety out in the bush as well. We see posts and comments all the time regularly where fires have just been covered over with sand and expecting that would be enough to put them out. Strongly recommend getting some water and tipping on those fires and putting them out completely before you head off. There has been instances where young kids have been burnt simply because the fire hadn't been put out properly. They would come along walking with bare feet, and sadly, they don't. They finish up burning their feet considerably. So, always extinguish the water. That's the important thing. Don't just cover it with dirt. Leave no trace. Take all your rubbish home with you. That's a common respect thing to do when you are out there, especially with the freedom camping. So, always take your rubbish home and carry that home with you in the car, rather than just leaving it dumped there or throwing it in the river. Respect the environment and wildlife, that's pretty straightforward as well. And of course, prior to going, do the research on your destination. You don't want to find that you've been to a destination and missed out on one of the key draw cards to that area as well. So check things out. Google's your favourite friend these days when it comes to getting some tips and ideas as to where you are heading and what is available in that local area. Make memories to treasure. That's another important thing. The time with your family and friends that you are out there camping. I certainly remember different trips over in South Australia, up in the Flinders Ranges when I was 5 or 6 years old. Lifelong memories, absolutely. Okay, summary, follow your dreams and turn them into reality. That's one key factor. If you've been thinking about getting out and getting involved in caravan and camping, then now's the time to turn that dream into a reality. There's some amazing locations to get started and a lot of different areas that you can go that are basic to start with. Within 2 hours drive of Melbourne here. So very convenient, and you can sort of test the water there and get to know your products that you've purchased, to get to know how to use them properly, and that's an important factor in enjoying your time out there as well. Start off small and you work out what will best suit your needs in time. Okay, you'll find that once you've been travelling a few different times, you think, oh yeah, we could do with a portable fridge. There's that sort of consideration as well. We need an extra table to be able to accommodate the Weber, for example, or whatever it might be. Rather than bending it down all the time, those little luxuries, again, can be added to you or to your kit for camping. This little quote there from Walt Disney: the best way is to quit talking and start doing. There's not much more to be said after that, that's for sure. So thank you very much for your attendance, ladies and gentlemen. This is the camping seminar here. Later on there will be one in the master stage area with things that you need for caravanning as well, which is another specialist area from Award RV Superstore and Australian RV Accessories. Welcome to hang around for a minute and I'll give you some demos on the folding of the toilet tent if you like. You're welcome to get your cameras out and record that so you do know how to fold up, that sort of thing. Any questions? Fantastic. Appreciate your time, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Oh, that's a big and. For the Victorian Caravan and Camping Supershow, the biggest and best and the most exhibitors and the Adventure Zone and the Kids Zone and the RV Master Stage and lots more. And only $20. Melbourne Showgrounds, February 19 to 23. Tickets at caravanshow.com.au.